For the first time and not the last time, you can now get Sportskeeda Wrestling's top story, not just on YouTube, not just on Facebook Watch, but on the Twitch. Yes, if you're with us for the first time on Twitch, don't make it the last time. Go ahead and sub the channel wherever the channels reach you. Also in your ears on the podcast form. Look at it right there on the screen. That sweet, sweet cyborg of a man is the Cesaro that we all know. Claudio Castagnoli is on the free agent market. We have an update on his status. Plus, on top of that, AEW is committed to another major arena event in the New York City area at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Plus, Ring of Honor. That's their new logo. It looks like a furniture store, but yeah, that's Ring of Honor. That is Ring of Honor. Brian Gewirtz there, one of the most influential and successful WWE writers of all time, is working on a new book. We have information about that, and we're not done. That's Drew McIntyre. That's the European Championship. What did he have to say about it? If you're in the UK, you got to be freaking out looking at that graphic. Share that link or you stink. Hit the like button. Slam it right now. We're getting right into it. It's a top story, baby. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Watch out! We don't have Jose today. I'm Kevin Callum. That is Jeremy Bennett. Jose is on assignment interviewing the superstars, the wrestling stars. I'm about to burp, of Impact Wrestling. He was doing that in Florida today, so we'll have that content dropping on the channel sometime very, very soon. A lot to cover today, a lot to get into, and if you aren't here for the last time, don't make it the last time. Get on the screen, tell us where you're watching for the first time, get in the conversation, and get on screen for free. Let's get right into it. Cesaro, what is the latest on him, Jeremy?
Yeah, Fightful Select dropping some information, some updates on him. Of course, he was a free agent right away. I mean, his contract just expired, and there's no non-compete or anything like that. He walked away in February. What we have right now is that we haven't seen him pop up anywhere, and it's not due to lack of interest. Fightful has been told that that by several promoters, they've made a lot of efforts to reach out and to book him. However, it sounds like his asking price is very high. They've been priced out of potential bookings, not been able to land him until he, quote, comes back down to earth. So he's asking for an astronomical amount of money, apparently. But there is one promoter that has sounds like he might have Claudio for July. Sounds like they're going to be able to land a deal. They've been in regular contact with each other. So maybe we'll get an update of what Claudio's first actual post WWE item may be come 2 months from now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously, he is a guy that is in demand. It's also worth noting that same report talked about how much this guy is now represented by an agent that represents several wrestlers. We don't know exactly who that person is, but it's interesting to see how this plays out. What is this going to mean? Is he going to be back in WWE? Is that a potential thing that happened? Is he kind of waiting out the highest possible deal that he can get from an All Elite Wrestling, or is he a guy who really just wants to wait for the independent market to come to him and be able to play a PWG, a CZW, or a Game Changer Wrestling, an AAW? I don't know. maybe my boss at AAW wants to get into the Claudio Castagnoli business. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. He's an active guy. He does want to do other projects, like get into gaming. He does have a gaming channel. He is involved in the coffee world. So we'll see. I don't think he's going to be on the free agent market long. Someone's going to scoop him up somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. And maybe he's just taking his time. I don't know.
It'll be interesting. We have stories coming up here about Darby Allin discussing his dream match tonight with Jeff Hardy. We will touch on that. We will talk about Drew McIntyre and his aspirations for a European Championship in WWE. That's all within today's episode. At some point in the next few minutes, I'm going to hop out of here because I have to run to a comedy show. This is ridiculous, right?
I'll be running solo.
That's all right. I trust you, buddy. I trust you. All right. Let's talk about this. An update on this big Grand Slam show. This is one of the biggest events for AEW. Obviously, they have a huge sold-out show coming up at the United Center, June 26th in Chicago, one of the largest arenas in the country. They also have been brokering big deals in certain markets to play these huge venues. They're going to be playing Los Angeles at the Forum sometime soon. So major markets. Why are we talking about those more than other markets? We're not diminishing anyone else who's watching from a smaller city. It's just interesting to see how this is playing out because they're already positioning themselves for another Arthur Ashe Stadium show. This could be 22,000 people for 2 consecutive tapings. This was from Tony Khan talking to local media and the current residency they have in Long Island this week.
Yeah, and so the plan is to come back later this year sometime and then make it a yearly thing. And I thought it was a really cool venue to see pro wrestling, didn't you think?
I did too. It's interesting. I heard there was some weird pingy noise issues, but I mean, it's the first time they've run anything that's.
I think it was.
Yeah. There was that like odd. Yeah. Are we waiting for people? It's a tennis stadium. But it's also worth noting, like, no one really else does anything else there besides tennis. So I mean, like, what is this venue doing the rest of the year? I mean, I don't even hear about many concerts being run at Arthur Ashe, right?
Yeah, which is weird, So and props to Tony Khan for thinking outside of the box with places to go. And I thought it looked really cool on TV, to be honest with you. So.
More news to jump into. Once again, as I slide out and Jeremy slides in, you can follow me on the Twitter machine at Kev Kellum. I was on this week's episode of Doug Loves Movies with the very hilarious Doug Benson. I'll be doing some funny stuff this weekend at Zany's Late Show. Come and check it out. I'll also be at the Comedy Nosh on Friday in Northbrook, Illinois. All the comedy stuff I'm doing is up on my Twitter at Kev Kellum. Some new content dropping on our WrestleBinge channel. Go check out our new video, 5 AEW to WWE Jumps, that is over on WrestleBinge, our side channel, and all that good stuff. Jeremy, you're such a sweetheart. You're an Eagle Scout. If I was your scout troop leader, I'd give you the Eagle Scout badge right away.
Woohoo.
Buddy. Woohoo. All right. I bestow it upon you. There we go. From my bald head to your follicled head.
We got it, man. We got it. Next up here, we talk about let me get rid of the overlay here. We're not used to running solo here, and but we got Ring of Honor, a little leak here that just had come out apparently, thanks to some trademarking and such. A new logo possibly for Ring of Honor. Kevin, interestingly, kind of put it in as a furniture store logo. I don't know. Sound off in the comments and let us know what you think of that Ring of Honor logo. Of course, the deal for that, Tony Khan officially closed on that deal on May 4th. The announcement was made on Dynamite on March 2nd, and we are now just waiting for the next steps to see when Ring of Honor has a regular return or just a simple pay-per-view or something like that, much like they did with the Super Card of Honor. But let us know in the chat what you think of that logo. I think it's pretty plain. I don't know. Let me know here in the chat. We'll figure it out. But hey, it's a logo. I mean, it's not like we like James said in the chat, plain and simple. It's not like it has to be outlandish or anything. It's a simple logo. We got to look at it a few times an hour, and that's about it. So that is all on the Ring of Honor side of things there that we've got. Very interesting story coming out here, that a book. Oh, look who's here. Look who snuck in. Look at that. Look who snuck in.
I made it.
I
made it.
Did you get into Kev's bed room there?
I slid in just a little bit.
I was going to say, it looks like you took over Kev's setup and he had left. Very interesting.
Yeah, I was rushing home because I just finished those interviews. Guys, be on the lookout. I have an interview with Yona Perazzo and Moose from Impact Wrestling ahead of Citrus Brawl. That's going to be in Orlando here Friday and Saturday. So good stuff. I'm pushing it so it can get turned around quickly for you guys. But yeah, it's some good stuff.
Definitely. Saw a picture of you and Deanna there on your Facebook page as well. So very cool.
All right, what are we on right now?
We are on former WWE head writer Brian Gewirtz. He's got a new book. Oh boy, I bet there's some juice into this one. It has been announced that a release date has been announced for his book. It is called "There's Just One Problem: True Tales from the Former One-Time 7th Most Powerful Person in WWE." Quite the title. It is set to come out on August 16th. And boy, I bet there's going to be a little bit of dirt here, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, Brian Gewirtz is one of the most known guys for WWE writing and putting a lot of stuff together back in the day. So I could only imagine what kind of stuff he's going to be divulging in this book. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You think he's going to put out some dirt like that?
I don't know. It's called True Tales is in the title. So, I don't know. And this was a lot of the Attitude Era and some of the early Ruthless Aggression era, especially the Attitude Era. I mean, we've already saw some of that stuff. Plane Ride from Hell. There's a lot of things that happened during that era, and it was a different era in wrestling too. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he's really going to dish some dirt, so to speak. If he does, I'm sure we will talk about it on Top Story.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be breaking somewhere. When is this book dropping?
It is dropping on August 16th.
All right, guys, we got to wait a few months to see what kind of stuff he divulges in the backstage true stories of the WWE.
Yeah, straight from the publisher. It says from WWE head writer Brian Gewirtz brings readers behind the scenes for an unprecedented look at the chaotic, surreal, unbelievable backstage world of the WWE with untold stories from a career spanning over 15 years, featuring the biggest names and controversial moments in wrestling history. There is just one problem. It is an honest, unflinching look on how an introverted, lifelong fan unexpectedly became one of the most powerful men in professional wrestling.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like saying either you, myself, or Kevin, would get into a position, have tremendous success throughout the years, and then write about it. That's just insane to me. Oh, what? Do we have a comeback going on right now? What's going on here?
We gotta run.
Audio issues, guys. Give me 1 second. I can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, he can't hear us, so I guess we'll take him off for now.
I wonder if there's Facebook issues.
This has got my eyebrow definitely raised, and then I'm definitely perked up and ready to read this book. So
yeah, there's going to be some interesting things here. I'm wondering if we are live on Facebook. We don't get a lot of comments from YouTube. I see a couple of Facebook comments, but not the normal, not the normal amount. So I'm wondering if there's an issue with Facebook streaming right now, or
guys, let us know if you're watching us on Facebook. I mean, I saw it a little bit ago that we were live on Facebook. So just let us know. And I mean, I'm looking right now. Yeah, we are live.
Yeah,
we're live.
Yeah, I see it there. So
and guys, by the way, we are live on Twitch.
Yeah, baby.
All right, starting today. So awesome. We are no longer going to be live on Twitter. So make sure that if you do follow us on Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe and give us that follow on Twitch. We're going to be doing some pretty cool content over there on that side. So just make sure you guys head on over there.
Sports Key to Wrestling, one word, right?
Yep. Sports Key to Wrestling, all one word. All right, man. Let's jump into this cool story that I saw today. Drew McIntyre. Wanting to bring back the European Championship. Now, this is interesting because this championship has been retired for years, but many of the greats have held this championship. Shawn Michaels has held this. We've had X-Pac. We've had Eddie Guerrero. We've had a lot of the cruiserweights hold this. Big names have held this, and now Drew McIntyre wants to bring this back. I thought this was really interesting, Jeremy.
Yeah, trivia. Hey, let's get the Trivia Federation out, Jose. Trivia. Who is the last European champion?
Ooh, the last European champion. If I'd have to take a wild guess, was it Rey Mysterio?
Nope, it was Rob Van Dam.
Oh, man. Yeah, I missed
Rob Van Dam held it for a day. He beat Jeff Hardy for it on Raw, and then there was a unification match for Van Dam's. It was a unification match for, I think it was Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam, ladder match to unify the Intercontinental and European Championships in July of 2002. So it's been almost 20 years since we've seen the European title. And Drew talked to our friend Alex McCarthy at Talk Sport, and says, yes, I just want it. Because when I was a kid, I saw it and I was like, oh man, I want to be the European champion. Now I can't because it doesn't exist right now. I don't like too many titles, and there are a lot right now, but I just wanted it when I was a kid. So bring it back. Let me win it. Then I'll retire it. You never want too many titles in the company because then it's not as special. I think where we're at right now is good, but give old Drew the European title for young Drew.
Yeah, man, I think so. I mean, a nice quick little redesign, just have it for a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Now with the talk of a secondary title, I mean, this could be something good. I mean, but what do you do with the Intercontinental? What do you do with the United States Championship? But I mean, will they bring it back just so you could just retirement? I don't know, but I do like the idea of seeing Drew McIntyre holding that European Championship belt. So I think that would be really cool to see that.
I think it disappeared mainly because we were about a year into the WCW purchase and the United States title was over now. So that was they had to make an executive decision to drop a title, and it was the European title at that time.
Man, I don't know. Sound off in the comments, guys. Do you guys want to see that European title return and have Drew McIntyre hoisted over his shoulders? So I'd like to see it one last time.
Why not?
Is that?
Yeah, what's it going to hurt?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We got a little breaking news here.
What do we got?
TNT and TBS general manager Brian Gewirtz is exiting his position within the company. Deadline is reporting that Brett Weitz is set to leave his role as general manager for TNT, TBS, and True TV, a role he's been with for nearly 14 years. He was made the GM of all three networks in August of 2019, and during his time, he made TNT and TBS number 1 and number 2 networks in prime time among all cable. The departure was expected by some within the industry after Discovery had cut scripted programming from TNT and TBS. So this may not affect AEW really, or he may have been more of your sitcoms and serialized shows possibly. But Fightful mentioned it, so
yeah, I mean, anything that happens within the Warner or AEW space, I mean, we always want to try to cover it and make sure everything's going well there. But let's jump into our next story here because we have a huge one-on-one match tonight in the Owen Hart Cup on AEW Dynamite, and that matchup is between these two men, Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. This is, in the eyes of many hardcore fans, this is a dream match because, Darby Allin mimics a lot of Jeff Hardy's moves. Jeff Hardy is the pioneer of that high-flying, extreme style of wrestling. And this is looking to be a banger of a match. And Darby Allin spoke about this ahead of tonight's Dynamite. What did he have to say, Jeremy?
First, props to Rexdale for being our first Twitch comment. How about that? We got a Twitch comment.
What's up? Thank you for doing that. And you're gonna get. Hold on. Let me finish sharing my screen so people can see the graphic and see us at the same time.
There you go.
But, Rexdale, thank you so much, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Spread the good word. Spread the mighty word of Sports Key to Wrestling. The Watch Out Army is now in Twitch.
It's pretty cool to see the Twitch icon show up there.
Love it.
Joseph Stazuski from the New York Post interviewed Darby recently, and Darby said something that I completely agree with. He wishes there would have actually been some sort of a build here leading up, because this is a dream match. Darby Allin basically is a kind of a carbon copy of Jeff Hardy. I'm sure Jeff Hardy was probably one of his people that he looked up to when he got into pro wrestling. And so he just wanted to have kind of a bigger build, a promo, something to kind of lead up to this. And he said about that, he goes, it would have been nice to have a vignette or something with Hardy. This match kind of came quick. I thought it would have been crazy if we would have had build to this singles match, have a promo battle where we could get crazier outside the ring leading up to this match. But here we are. We're going to get crazy this Wednesday. And I fully agree. I wish they would have, done something, but maybe, maybe you save it. Maybe it's in the cards for a feud that's not a tournament match down the line.
Certainly interesting. Hopefully, we're not getting booted out of Facebook viewership just because we're going to Twitch. Mark Zuckerberg said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm going to suppress that."
Well, we do have some. We do have some Facebook comments here. Our good friend Christopher Ryan Cooper. So
CRC.
maybe, yeah, maybe just some. Maybe there's a little hiccup on it, or I'm not sure what's going on with. Facebook.
Do you think they're giving away this Darby Allin Jeff Hardy match that could be on pay-per-view at some point on television? Is this another one of those big matches they're giving away on TV? I'm not doing it to naysay. I'm saying it's an awesome match. I'm just like, they're doing this on television? Seems like a pay-per-view match.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely with Darby. I wish they would have gave it some build up, gave it some vignettes.
Mm-hmm.
I think this kind of deserves it, but I don't know. Yeah.
Rexdale's part of that Watch Out Army. This channel's about to blow up on Twitch. That's right, Rexdale. Thank you so much for the support. We love you.
Yeah.
And we also got our second comment from Twitch, Juju91384.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, James. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
For everyone who rides with us on YouTube and Facebook, we love you guys. We're just adding Twitch. It's not like we're going to stop doing the stuff on Facebook or YouTube anytime soon. There'll just be additional things that we just couldn't do on Facebook or YouTube as well. So watch alongs, things that you guys have asked us to do that just don't play the same way on another platform. We're going to probably try on Twitch and do some other cool stuff. So go ahead and check it out. Who needs this more? Who needs to win this tournament match more? It's a tournament match, so there are stakes to this. This isn't just a no-name thing. Does this turn into, we have the Hardys jaw jacket with the Bucks. Darby Allin has his own beefs with other people. Who needs this more? Who needs to go up? There's winner and a loser here. There's gonna be.
And I don't know.
It's 50-50.
Logic. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, right? Because there's a lot of people that love both of these characters, right? Darby and Jeff. The older people are going to probably go more towards Jeff. The younger guys are probably going to go more towards Darby. Does Jeff need the win? Probably not. Darby Allin is, one of the new faces of that new generation that's coming up. So I think that Darby Allin would be a safe bet to advance into the next round, but don't count Jeff Hardy out. But if you're asking me, I think Darby Allin might go over on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Darby's going to go. I think Jeff probably would want to put him over. The only thing is, unless they do have a feud set up down the line where Jeff beats Darby and that sets up the feud, that would kind of make sense as well. But I'm going to lean with you, Jose, and go with Darby here tonight.
People in the chat saying it looks like it's Darby's match to win. James Jones said if they're building Darby, but Jeff winning, that's another thing is Jeff hasn't had that massive highlighted singles win in AEW yet. It's been all tag matches for him for the most part. So we'll see where this goes. I mean, obviously, whoever wins this tournament is going to get some elevation of the card and get themselves a title opportunity at some point. You would hope that's the case. And they have a lot of guys that are highlighted in this tournament that are really, Dax Harwood is far into this tournament now, past the first round, which is interesting. And they have some singles guys. I'm surprised how many tag team specialists are in this tournament as well. But I think part of it is like, hey, you want to be in the Owen Hart tournament. You want to be in the tournament with his name on it and stuff like that too. And we'll see how this plays out at the pay-per-view coming up Memorial Day weekend, Double or Nothing. So it's certainly interesting. It's a hard to predict tournament. For the women, it feels a little bit more like a lock with certain names. You could see the picture kind of clearing out there at the end. The men's tournament, though, for the Owen Hart seems a little bit harder to call. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think that the men's ones is probably a little bit more difficult than the women's. And you have so much good talent on that women's tournament too, right? You got Toni Storm, you got Britt Baker, you got Ruby Soho, there's just so many great names in that tournament. That one is also not that easy to predict either because of the amount of talent that's in that tournament.
I'm predicting Dax to upset Adam Cole tonight.
That could be good. That could be a good one too. See,
I got a feel. I just got a feeling there's going to be an upset there tonight.
It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out and where it goes, and if this tournament elevates somebody like it's supposed to. That's the goal of something like this. Somebody's got to go up the card with this whole thing here. Can't everyone just holding their position.
The question is, who will it be?
We always have to do the tribalism. Can't have a day without the tribalism. I wanted to get your take on this. It's not so much a news story as it's now just devolving into the petty, internet fight. the Bischoff CM Punk issue. Have you
I'm not
guys
even
seen
paying.
this?
You know what? I know it's my job because it's part of the industry that we work in that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be knowing what's going on with this, but I have purposely not paid attention to this because I know I've already read comments and posts
Yeah.
about how toxic this is, and I am not about that toxicity. So
I've heard
I haven't really looked at the details on this.
I've heard some backstage stuff that Bischoff has a vendetta with AEW, and it could be tied to them not offering him a full-time deal, and that's why he's been going after them constantly on his podcast. I mean, it's not just now. He's been constantly going after them to get headlines, and it all of a sudden started when he no longer appeared on AEW television.
So it's
So
an Eric Bischoff hit job.
yeah, I've heard that he's maybe a little butthurt. And
I don't think it's a bias though, because the guy did a couple spots for WWE. It's not like he got hired back full time. It is true though, he did not get the callbacks from All Elite Wrestling. Was he potentially looking at that? It's interesting. It's interesting to see how it plays out. Obviously, it aggravated some people in All Elite Wrestling. I didn't find the things he said too alarmingly negative initially. It was more the blowback that he got for it, and then that just steamrolls. And all right, he's the type of guy who's not going to take this stuff sitting down. He's going to say something about it. He has a platform to do it. And then Punk went off on him and called him a carny dipshit, and all these different things. There were other people in AEW that alluded to it, but weren't directly addressing him. This is obviously the clearest shot in his direction, and Punk is obviously very loyal right now to the company he's signed with and is getting a lot of television time with, so that makes complete sense. So we'll see where this plays out. I mean, I get Eric saying that he distinctly simply means they need more storyline progression, and they need to appeal to more casual fans. They already have the diehard fans. I don't think that's a bad observation. You know what I mean? To say like all right, you're selling at these arenas and you're doing some cool stuff, and you got hardcore fans that are going to buy tickets for you. But let's get some kids who want to buy action figures. I don't think that's an awful thing to say. But people are like, how dare you say that we're not the but then you call McCartney dipshit, he's gonna say something. I get where Punk's coming from too. It's like, shut up, dude. No one asked your take on this. I don't want a million people tweeting at me asking me to fire back at you, which is what some of these things become. That. They start tagging the person, hoping that the other person that they're talking crap about will come out and say it, So I get what it is. It's a silly, silly game. It's everyone in a circle saying, fight, 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 fight. That's what it is.
That's like when someone from the crowd just pushes that other person into the
Oh,
center.
you see?
He pushed you. Oh shit. Yo, he throwing hands, bruh. Let's address this one here from Kenny Williams watching us on YouTube. We thank you so much, broski, for watching every single day. Who will be the Joker versus Samoa Joe? I think we've gotten that question asked 3 times last week and one time, and this is the first time this week. And I'm going to stick to my guns, and I think it's going to be the Redeemer, Miro.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Miro or Claudio.
Would be interesting. I mean, we obviously started the episode when I thought I was going to be out of here. Started the episode earlier with Cesaro kind of saying, yeah, here's my price. I don't think I'm going to be doing independence and maybe out of your range. And could this just be his polite way of saying, maybe sometime, but let me do this first thing first. Let me not burn that first big back appearance, my big return to wrestling after a few months after leaving WWE, and do it on a big, massive stage. And then, all right, now you're going to pay for the price because on national television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Claudio makes sense because he's been kind of making himself a little more visible. He's never won the ROH World Title. One way to kind of start that would be to beat Joe and then maybe beat him for the TV title and then work his way up to the world title. There's some things there. Miro, he's been hurt, ready to go now. Makes a lot of sense, man. Put him in with Joe. That's going to be a tremendous thing to watch. Dynamite's loaded tonight, guys. It's loaded.
Yeah, we got some people in the comments here. We got CRC saying Claudio because he's that masked cameraman.
Yeah, a lot of
people predicting Jeremy.
Yeah. I see it.
James Jones saying Miro's still injured. I think he'll be due back anytime. I think so. David Sampson, what's up, broski? Belated watch out.
A belated watch out to you as well.
What about real one? What about Enzo?
That would be nuts.
I've heard rumblings.
Crazy. That would get such a response, dude.
Right. I've heard rumblings that
it would be so polarizing.
I've heard rumblings about him going to MLW though.
A lot of it. Like you get Enzo, you get everything that comes with Enzo, you get everything that comes with the real one. And this is a guy who's legally cleared his name from whatever he was accused of doing. But WWE didn't let him go because of what he was accused of doing. They let him go because he didn't tell them that he was in a legal situation. So that's where things land. And the guy's done a bunch of different projects. He's wrestled in the independents and some big shows in front of thousands of people. Looks like he's in the best shape of his life. Staying active and staying out there. And then you just saw, his buddy Big Cass over there as well, making a splash with AEW last week. Be interesting.
It was on a per date deal with Impact, so he could very well jump ship at any time.
I'm surprised he didn't pop up at Impact already. So a lot to cover. For the Twitch homies, the new Twitch homies, thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll have to look into Facebook and see if
we're gonna figure out about the emotes for you guys too.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get some custom stuff done for y'all.
I think a watch out. We gotta have a watch out emo.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna have a watch out army. We're gonna have some watch out army merch. I mean, we're ready for y'all.
Yeah, there was no notifications, so we'll have to look into that. Keep an eye on it. See if
Yeah, I saw that it's live, but I didn't see any notifications either on my end because I get the notifications as well.
Fun times. Yeah. I bet this is great for the people watching on demand.
They're like, hold on, Kevin left and Jose appeared, and then Jeremy was solo for a second, and then Kevin came back. What happened?
Quite the mess.
It all happened last minute because I was doing interviews, but yeah.
How did your Impact Wrestling day go?
It was short because it was kind of like a press conference style. Because they were announcing some stuff that they were doing with the local community here in Orlando with the LGBT community, since we're heading into Pride Month next month. So they had some pretty cool announcements. So they kept it really short. So it's short, sweet, and to the point. And I think you guys will enjoy it.
Fantastic. That's coming up. We are hopefully working on some WWE interviews that I could get some confirmation. I was supposed to get some confirmation soon, so that's coming out soon. Can't say what it is because I don't know if we're getting it, but we were supposed to get it.
I didn't find out until it was Dion and Moose until last night.
Yeah, exactly. Like for everyone who's watching, how do these interviews work? There's a lot of people.
Everything happens very last minute and quick, and you need to be on it. So
we have a great episode up yesterday with Bill Apter. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Bill with a lot of different takes on what's going on in the world of wrestling and all these different things that are moving around, and specifically Roman Reigns and how his WWE role is changing in a dramatic way, even though he's going to remain the top guy in the company. So that episode is up right now for you to check out. Vince Russo reviewing Monday Night Raw. Dutch Mantel with us every Friday night after Rampage and SmackDown, and so much more. Plus the Bro Show with DDP and Vince Russo. That's on our channel. Plus 5 episodes of Top Story. There's 5 episodes of these two bald dudes and 3 beards. You get it all, baby. All right, thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Remember to hit the like button on your way out. Go ahead and share the link. You know what? Do this as well. Tag your buddies in the comments below. And if you like the Twitch thing, you're into the gaming, go check out our channel there as well. Remember, when watching wrestling, do the most important thing, which is what, gentlemen?
You must take a deep breath. Don't let the tribalism get to you. Exhale. And just enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
Watch out!